The Living Desert is a rather fabulous Disney documentary from 1953. It's worth pointing out that this is an Oscar winning documentary. It won the Best Documentary Features Oscar, and I have to say, I wasn't sure what kind of quality to expect from it, but I rather enjoyed it. It's currently on Disney Plus. It's directed by James Algar, and it's narrated by Winston Hibler. And as the title kind of suggests, this is a look at the desert, the American desert, if you like, and we get to see nature and wildlife in its most glorious. And for today, I think it's fabulous. But in the 50s, when there was, no internet, no access to any kind of on-demand wildlife or nature documentaries, it probably would have been really magnificent and really eye-opening. But I learned quite a few things as well. I don't want to say everything that I learned because I don't want to give away too much of the information, but I will explain a few personal highlights. But it looks at, to start off with, it looks at the kind of the terrain, and there's a rather brilliant bit. You can definitely tell the editing. You can see where it's been sped up and where they've kind of cut things up a bit. That's definitely very apparent. But we get to see kind of the earth moving naturally, and the kind of the muddy terrains and the dry sandy terrains, and the sheer variety in the kind of terrain that you will get. But for me, the interesting part and the main bulk of the documentary are the animals. And we get to see these wonderful animals both in their natural habitats and interacting with each other. And that's something that I found really interesting. There's this particular bit involving a mouse, a rattlesnake, and a tarantula. And I won't say what happens, but it was pretty fabulous to see these animals kind of interacting with each other, and I really enjoyed that side of it. We also get to see some really adorable animals. There are a lot of really creepy looking animals, but there are some gorgeous ones. There's one called a coati. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly and remembering how it was pronounced, which is, I think, a relative of the raccoon. And I'd never heard of that animal, so that was very educational for me. There's a wonderful bit with a bobcat, kind of a jaw-dropping moment, because the narrator says the bobcat, something along the lines of the bobcat is safe. And then something happens and the bobcat's definitely not safe anymore. And there are some very kind of heart-racing moments like that. It really does draw you in. There are some kind of narratives constructed. There's this squirrel called Skinny, for obvious reasons. And there's a kind of little narrative written around this character, and he's kind of given a bit of a personality. And I think it just makes it more engaging and more fun. The music is fabulous. I don't have to hand who did the music, but I'm sure that I can find that out. According to Wikipedia, music is by Paul J. Smith. The music really is brilliant, and it helps to carry everything along very smoothly. Apparently, the budget for this was $300,000. Now, I don't know what that is in today's money, but that just doesn't seem like a lot for something of this quality. I really think it's fabulous. As I said, well, there are some moments when the editing's a little bit choppy, but honestly, the sheer volume of footage is incredible. The close-ups with some of the animals are just gorgeous. I don't know how far away from the subjects the camera crew were, but they definitely captured a lot very close up and in pretty great quality as well. So I really enjoyed it. I'm not the biggest fan of nature documentaries. Like, it's not my go-to documentary. But this has actually kind of made me want to check out more. I really liked it. The narrative structure is great. The animals are just wonderful. I did learn a few things. The narration is really good as well. If you're a fan of animal documentaries or nature documentaries, I think you'll like it. But even if you're like me and it's not necessarily your go-to genre, I think it's worth checking out. And as I said, it has kind of made me curious to check out more nature documentaries. So The Living Desert has definitely done a lot for me, and I definitely recommend it.